Hi everyone, and welcome to week 3 of Designing a Brand Identity. Gonna go ahead and take you through the content for the week. So this week we are creating the rules for logo usage and placement and talking about ethical responsibilities in branding. It's actually a really good resource week. There's lots of stuff to go over there. So you'll see under the intro, that's where this page is. If you click on your resources under your module 3, you'll see all the information here. I'm not going to read all of it through for you, but you can, you're getting the vibe, I'm sure, of the class by now. Your textbook readings is there, reading chapter 3 on brand ethics. Your second assignment this week is going to be tailored right back to that. So again, be sure to go over all of the textbook readings, any videos, it talks about what specifically to watch in the videos, any readings and that such. You want to make sure you go through all of that before you tackle the projects. It's going to equip you with the knowledge that you need to succeed for the most part. On the bottom, as always, there's always additional support, meaning extra readings or sometimes extra videos for things to back up the weekly content that we're going over. Okay, so this week I'm going to show you two things, the two assignments that we're doing. The Module 3 activity, the first part is the logo usage rules guidelines. So what this is practice for the brand identity book that you'll be making for the brand that you are working on. So, I'm fine with it if you want to use your own logos instead of the brand. If you scroll all the way down, you'll see that there's a file here. I'll go ahead and click on it just to show you what it is. This is the file that goes along with the assignment. You can use this one if you want to make your life easier, as most of you will not have feedback on the logos that you've submitted. You submitted sketches, so you can start practicing if you want and use the brand that you'll be coming up with for this assignment, but be prepared, honestly, to redo most of it if you're going to go that route. Let me explain. So you're going to be making the logo usage book for the brand. So you can use the file that I just showed you, which is at the bottom, or your own. Like, I know we're coming up with logos this semester. For some of you are going to use, the ones that have been submitted for the class, but I also gave you the opportunity to use your own if you want. So what you'll be doing in the book is you'll be defining the rules for the logo. These are the requirements. You have to say, should rotation be allowed for the logo? Should clear space be allowed? Scale, transparency, contrast, color variations. And then you're going to be creating 3 illustrated examples showing how those rules will be applied to the logo. I'm going to get into showing you 2 examples to show how those are illustrated. You're going to also outline the 4 most important things to avoid when placing logos in documents. What's the ideal placement for the logo? What circumstances can the logo be altered? For example, if you have an all-white logo and then you put it on maybe like a 10% gray background, should there be a very slight drop shadow on it? These are things that you will be coming up with for the quote brand. Again, if you want to use the document that I just showed you to make your life easier, you can. But if you want to use, whatever brand you're coming up with, you could also use it for practice at this point if you want. Okay. What you'll be submitting is go through all this information, make sure you hit all the points, and you'll be giving me a PDF of the file so that I can go over it and give you any changes on it. Okay, it says save it in InDesign. If you want to use it in Illustrator, that's also fine, but your PDF should be one PDF. Meaning if you have, don't give me, if you don't know InDesign for some reason and you're working in Illustrator, do not give me like 10 different PDFs because you did not know how to combine them into one. I want one PDF for this. If you don't know how to do it, YouTube is your best friend. Okay. Submit your assignment as a 3 to 4 page file. Again, PDF. Okay, I don't want separate files for this. That's way too much work for me to be downloading all of those things. Okay, so let's go over what a brand style guide is. So if you go to Behance, I'll be giving you this link so that you can see how you can research it on your own. If you have not, they call it in the class a logo usage guide, mostly in industry, you'll hear brand identity guidelines. It used to be called a style guide, but now it's mostly called brand identity guides. So if you Google that or look it up on Behance or any major graphic design site, you're going to find a ton of samples here that you can go through, do your research on it so that you are equipped with the information. Okay, I'm going to show you one that I really liked called Fuse, because it's awesome. It looks really like it's very contemporary. They came up with characters for it. So they called it Fuse. I'm going to go down and just show you everything on it. They call it a brand overview. So at Fuse, we're not just feeding you, we're diffusing the drama with flavors that slap, whether it's crispy roast that you'll have you drooling, burgers stacked higher than your weekend plans, or ice creams. They're practically a mic drop. Our menu is here to keep you satisfied and smiling. So obviously it's a very young brand, like really upbeat copywriting. So it's called Dropping Bombs of Flavors, and the brand is called Fuse. You can read through this. It'll be all in the announcement for you. So the second page of the PDF is tone of voice, and it talks about the key elements of the tone, so how you are actually using the copywriting. So sarcastically sweet, you can read through it. It talks about it. Then it talks about how you can use the logo, like how they created it, how it can be used in either a square or another horizontal format. It talks with these, where it talks about here the create a total of 3 illustrated examples showing the rules, how you can apply it to your logo. This is an example. If you have your logo and you don't want it to stretch, don't want it to skew, and so forth, these are all illustrated examples of how you would show how you want or don't want your logo to be used. Mocked up on a building. Then they have this cool little mascot that they created for it. It's called the Bomb. It's a fiery black cat mascot, literally a fire tail. He's got all the attitude. He represents Hanger. It's kind of awesome. They give reasons why they use the mascot as a cat, because it's not a chicken, which would be, the obvious choice. So look through this. It's awesome. As far as a concept, this brand is amazing. That's why I show it. Okay. So you could also look up, if you're doing something more standard, something maybe more contemporary than maybe like street. There's a lot of things on here you can look up for your own research besides just the stuff that's built into the class. Okay. The second part, the other assignment, the 3.2, is talking about ethics in branding. So you're going to be creating, it's not just creating attractive brands, but it's also being mindful of the impact and perception of the design while you're making a brand. So you're going to find a print-based brand that uses unethical branding practices to promote its product or service to children, women, older adults, or people of color. Like, there's all kinds of things out there. If you look up unethical branding practices, you can Google it, you can look it up on Behance, you can go back to our textbooks where you're going to get a bunch of examples there. I'll probably get a lot of the same exact example if you all use the textbook, so use your brain on this. These are the criteria you need to write about. Summarize the unethical campaign's concept and content. What's the product being advertised? Who's the target audience? Why is it unethical to use this specific target audience? The specific reasons to talk about why it's unethical, and then why should designers create ethical designs, and so forth. So make sure you touch on all those points, and then you'll be submitting a 2-page document to me written up with your findings. Okay. I'm a little lenient on MLA style, but you do want to make sure it's 2 pages, double spaced. Try not to just be like, okay, I triple spaced it to make it 2 pages, use some sense there. And then you'll see all the touch points here. Okay. It's actually a really fun week. All right. Everybody have a good week, and I'll see you online.